Our headlines today. The pay of 4 million public sector workers, not including NHS employees, could be frozen as the government tries to bolster finances. More than 2 million people in Scotland prepare for the country's toughest level 4 restrictions.
And there'll be a 2-week circuit breaker lockdown for Northern Ireland from next Friday.
The Friday papers for you this morning, some of the front pages. Daily Mail, let's start there, leading with the news that millions of public sector workers face a pay freeze when Chancellor Rishi Sunak unveils his spending review. That's coming up next week.
The Home Secretary is pictured on the front page of The Guardian. It reports that a Cabinet Office inquiry into allegations of bullying by Priti Patel found evidence that she broke the ministerial code. She denies the claims.
Sun says up to 1 million people a day are to be vaccinated against Covid-19. It also reports the NHS is expected to recruit more than 40,000 extra workers. The Pfizer expected approval for its vaccine within days.
The story is also on the front of the Daily Telegraph, with the paper reporting that dozens of mass vaccination centres will be set up from mid-December, and that the Queen and Prince Philip are pictured reading cards. We showed you the pictures, didn't we, from their great-grandchildren as they celebrate their 73rd wedding anniversary.
I just thought on Coronas from the inside pages, and people may have heard this when it was first announced, but you know, we're talking a lot about the restrictions here, and you know, some people think either they're too strict or whatever. A reminder, in South Australia, which has just begun one of the world's toughest lockdowns.
Yes.
They have this all began at a hotel in Adelaide, so they've had a very small number of cases, but they had an outbreak there. So for 6 days now, outdoor exercise and dog walking all banned, with only one person from a household allowed to leave home each day. That's for shopping. So basically, when you say stay home, it literally means you stay in. Yeah. You can't go out for exercise. One person a day is allowed to go out for essential shopping only. Those are the rules. And the line from the State Premier said, we want to go hard, go early, but get out of it as quickly as we can. 6 days, you cannot leave your home.
That's very tough. I'm going to completely change the subject. You don't have a cat, do you? Oh, yes, you do. You have a cat. I have 3 cats. Do you know what your cats say to you? How they communicate with you?
Yes.
Do you know exactly what? You know how? Because there are phrases apparently that cats say. So I'm happy. I'm hungry. Let me out. Leave me alone. Stroke me. I'm going to fight. Where's my mummy? Apparently they say.
According to what noises they make. According
to the noises they make. And there is a new app which records meows and then attempts to identify the meaning. The idea is that eventually a collar will be developed that translates the sound and instantly reveals the message using a human voice through a small speaker.
You'll be aware that the only way this story really works is if you give us an example of a cat noise that says something. If you give us an example of what that sounds like.
Oh, go on then.
No, I'm saying it only works if you do that. I haven't read the story, so I can't do it.
Well, you can do a cat noise. You have a cat.
No.
How old's your cat?
16.
Oh, well, your cat's older than mine, so you've had a lot more experience with the cat, so you'd be able to do the cat, cat noise.
Right? We need cat sound. Have we got the cat sound effects? It's just to... No.
Do you know, there was that cartoon, wasn't there? What was the cartoon? It was Up. Do you remember, have you seen the film Up?
Yes.
Where they wear the collars, the dogs wear the collars, and it translates what they're saying. It's like that, isn't it? So it's already been
Apparently
done.
we haven't got a cat, we've got a goat. Is that going to work?
No.
Can we substitute? It's not really going to work, is it?
The Salvation Army has urged the government not to squander progress made in tackling rough sleeping during the pandemic, saying this group faces the worst Christmas in years. The Salvation Army, along with 28 other organisations, has written to the Chancellor ahead of next week's spending review, calling for more funding to continue to tackle homelessness. A government spokesperson said over £700 million has been allocated to tackle homelessness this year. The boss of Gatwick Airport is urging the government to work swiftly on proposals for a test and release system for airlines, as well as a financial package of support for the industry. Stuart Wingate says the aviation industry has already been decimated by the pandemic and wants passenger confidence to be restored again as quickly as possible. This time last year, the West Sussex Airport saw around 98,000 passengers a day, but today they expect only 800.